Yo, everyone, welcome back to a brand new stream here on the Max Tiger X YouTube channel. Today we're back with a brand new stream of the F1 Chat. It's been a couple of weeks, or maybe just 1 week, I don't know. But it's been a couple of weeks since the last episode 13, which is kind of annoying because I put 14 in the title. But we'll move on from that. I'll change that later. So yeah, we are here for another episode of the F1 Chat. The F1 Chat episode 13. Today, we're bringing things back in the sense it's a little bit different at the moment. We've got a lot of changes going on, so we'll have to have a look and see what happens. But Ms. B Junior, hello. I am doing well. How are you today? How are you doing today yourself? Dylan Wagwan Maji, YouTuber himself, or kind of, posts whenever he feels like it, really. But yeah, Dylan, big up, mate. By the way, Dylan, if you want to hang out on Sunday, then just hit us up. So for Football LTFC says, "Yo, bro, how you doing, dude? How you doing?" Ms. B Junior saying, "I'm all good, thank you. Good to hear. Good to hear." So there has been some conspiracies about who will replace each driver, each team, because we all know there's been a certain amount of whatever. I'm not even going to bother because I don't know what I'm saying. Dylan says, "Bet I bet." The most sad news that I have to tell you guys is it's not what any F1 fan would want to hear. So Daniel Ricciardo will leave or leaves McLaren at the end of the Formula One season of 2022. So Lando Norris is under contract until 2025 at least. They have said that Lando has no sympathy for departing Ricciardo, which is interesting. Many people question why, of course. Ricciardo, they've decided to terminate a year early after what they considered unsatisfactory performances from the 8-time winner. On average, Ricciardo has been 0.356 seconds slower than Norris in qualifying this season and qualified 3 places lower. Norris is 5 places higher in the championship, 7th compared to 12th, having scored 76 points to Ricciardo's 19. Ricciardo did win a race for McLaren at last year's Italian Grand Prix, but on balance, he lagged behind Norris in 2021 as well. The team principal, Andreas Seidel, said there was a contract and it needed mutual agreement to terminate it early, but after a discussion with Daniel, we felt it was the right thing for both sides to split ways for next year. He added, "If you look back at the past 18 months of our journey, Daniel and McLaren, it's clear that we haven't achieved the result we wanted, despite highlights like the great win in Monza last year. That's why we had a lot of discussions, but in the end, we had to acknowledge that we did not make it work together, despite the commitment that there was from Daniel's side and all the effort the team has put in, and that's why we came to the agreement. We would terminate the contract at the end of this year. It's not the outcome we wanted, but we want to put in all the effort to finish the relationship on a high." Ricciardo did say, I'll put it all on the bottom here. I'll put a little bit up under here just so that you guys can see a little bit. There you go. There's the bit at the bottom. But Ricciardo said in a McLaren statement that he would announce his plans in due course. McLaren Racing Chief Executive Officer Zach Brown said the 33-year-old wanted to continue in F1. Ricciardo did add, regardless of what this next chapter brings, I have no regrets and I'm proud of the effort and work I gave McLaren, especially the win in Monza last season. I've enjoyed working with everyone at McLaren, both trackside and back in working at the factory, and will be giving all my on and off track as we enjoy the remainder of the season together. I've never been more motivated to compete and be a part of a sport that I love so much and look forward to what comes next. Sadel and Brown both said they had been surprised they had not been able to make it work with Ricciardo, and Sadel said it was unfortunate we have to end up in this position. He added, he said it himself, we simply didn't manage as a team to make him feel fully comfortable in the car, especially when it came to going to the absolute limit in qualifying. Tried a lot, but unfortunately we didn't make it work. And for an F1 driver pulling off performance, he needs to be fully one with the car. If you remember all the comments Daniel made about the challenges, we simply didn't manage to get him as comfortable with the car as Lando was and is. We put in a lot of effort and commitment to help him, but in a lot of effort as well, we still didn't manage to unlock these percentages that were missing. So, sad. It really is. Not many would have predicted this to happen in terms of whether he was going to stay or not. But it happens. It had to happen at some point. By the way, the F1 chief did say female driver in 5 years is unlikely. That's all I'm going to say on that one. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to have a woman driving in F1. Not going to lie. Other big news, though, that we will move on to. It's quite big in terms of what it is. So let me just do this real quick. Hold on a second. Sorry, let me just do this real quick. Here we go then. Audi to join Formula One from 2026. Markus Duesmann, chairman of the Audi board, said on Friday that the German car company had officially registered as a power unit manufacturer in F1. If you think about Le Mans, DTM, and Formula E, we have always been very active and very successful. We want to continue this story into F1. Audi has not said if it will run its own team or simply supply engines. It said it would make further announcements before the end of the year, though. Audi is expected to take over the Swiss-based Sauber team, which currently runs as Alfa Romeo. And following the Audi announcement, Alfa Romeo's parent company Stellantis said that it would end its partnership with Sauber after the 2023 season. Duesmann added Audi's decision had been made because of new rules that feature an increased electrical component in engines and fully sustainable fuels. F1 President Stefano Domenicali said, "This is a major moment for our sport that highlights the huge strength we have as a global platform that continues to grow. It is also a big recognition that we move to sustainably fueled hybrid engines in 2026 is a future solution for the automotive sector. We are all looking forward to seeing the Audi logo on the grid, and we'll be hearing further details from them on their plans in due course." FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem described this decision as a milestone. Duesman said the increased proportion of power from the hybrid part of the engine matched with Audi's decision to move towards being a fully electric manufacturer. He added that F1's budget cap, first introduced in 2021, makes it very attractive, and that's F1's decision to go carbon neutral by 2030 was also key. In 2026, F1 will continue with the 1.6-litre turbo hybrid engines, but will make significant changes from those used since 2014. The hybrid element will supply more than 50% of the overall power. The complicated MGU-H, which recovers from energy from the turbo, will be abandoned and sustainable. Synthetic fuels will be used. These emit only the carbon taken out of the atmosphere to make them. Another Volkswagen brand, Porsche, is also expected to enter F1 in 2026 as an engine partner to Red Bull. Duesman would not confirm that, but said that the two operations would be entirely separate, with Audi's operation in Germany and Porsche's in the UK if it entered. So I probably should have changed that. Hold on. That's probably what it should have been. But we move. So from that, we move straight on to what was very interesting, the Hungarian Grand Prix. So let me just get this back up here because I didn't actually, because I went off them just to do something real quick. So at the Hungarian, the practice was very interesting indeed, with Nicholas Latifi coming first. It's not what I would have planned to see in my life, but it is something. Right, let me share my screen real quick so you can actually see that I'm not being a piss pot and actually telling you the truth here. So let me put myself down here real quick. Hi. Actually, you can't really see me from there, but it's fine. We'll move from that. Let me try and actually make that a little bit smaller. That'll do. I don't like this at all. It's really pissing me off sometimes. Okay, this is not helping. Anyway, we shall go on to this. So there you go. Third practice is Nicholas Latifi on top with Leclerc, Albon, Verstappen, and Russell. Alonso, Sainz, Norris, Vettel, Magnussen, Hamilton. Schumacher, Ocon, Ricciardo, Stroll, Zhou, Tsunoda, Valtteri Bottas, and Pierre Gasly with Sergio Perez. A little bit different, as you see there, 141.4, 148.2. And then you go down here, and Nicholas Latifi is all the way up. Where is he? Oh, there he is. How did I not see him? So 120.488 to that, which is interesting. And that's first practice. We don't really need to care about that. Qualifying results. George Russell ends in pole position. Carlos Sainz in second with Charles Leclerc third. Fourth, Lando Norris. Fifth, Esteban Ocon. Sixth, Fernando Alonso. Seventh, Lewis Hamilton. Eighth, Valtteri Bottas. Ninth, Daniel Ricciardo. 10th, Max Verstappen after taking a grid penalty. Sergio Perez in 11th, just behind his teammate. Zhou Guan Yu in P12. 13th, Kevin Magnussen. 14th, Lance Stroll. 15th, Mick Schumacher. 16th, Yuki Tsunoda. 17th, Alex Albon. 18th, Sebastian Vettel. 9th, Pierre Gasly. And guess who? 20th, Nicholas Latifi. So, the race. Lewis Hamilton got back off to a flying start after Max Verstappen gets off to another cracking race in Formula One just before the season break. He breaks through, he gets there and beats his rival Charles Leclerc all the way down in P6, as you can see there. But Max Verstappen crawls back from 10th to finish in the lead and finish in first on the top side of the podium. Lewis Hamilton and George Russell both finishing on the podium. Both Mercedes again for the second race running. They are both on the podium. Lewis Hamilton obviously focusing more on the car, but obviously really getting into rhythm now as he gets the fastest lap as well, even with him being 7.8 seconds behind Verstappen in the race finish time. George Russell comes third with Carlos Sainz close behind, about 14.5 seconds off Verstappen's race time finish. Perez finishes in front of Leclerc, so Red Bull again finished in front of Sainz, Ferrari there. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Excuse me. Lando Norris finished in 7th ahead of Alonso, Esteban Ocon and Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel trying to get as many points as he can and rack it up as much as he can throughout the season until he retires. Lance Stroll finishes 11th behind his teammate. Pierre Gasly finishes 12th with Zhou Guanyu in 13th. 14th, Mick Schumacher. 15th, Daniel Ricciardo, which wasn't really the best for him. 16th, Kevin Magnussen. 17th, Alex Albon. 18th, Nicholas Latifi. 19th, Yuki Tsunoda. And just before we thought we weren't going to get any DNFs, Valtteri Bottas ends in lap 65 of the Hungarian Grand Prix. So with Verstappen winning and Lewis Hamilton and George Russell coming second and third, this is what it looks like. There should be. Yeah, it is on the bottom of the screen there. But Max Verstappen leads from Charles Leclerc. Sergio Perez leads from George Russell. Sainz and Hamilton still going at it. Sainz 2 points behind Russell, but Hamilton 10 points behind Sainz. Lando Norris in P7 with Ocon in P8. He's about 20 points, if not 18 points ahead of the Frenchman, with Valtteri Bottas on 46 and Fernando Alonso 5 points behind on 41. The Haas of Kevin Magnussen on 22 points, only 3 points ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. 16 points is Pierre Gasly in P13, same with Sebastian Vettel on P14 with 16 points. Mick Schumacher in the other Haas car gets 12 points, he gets into 15th. 16th, Yuki Tsunoda. 17th, Zhou Guanyu. Lance Stroll in 18th, 19th, Alex Albon, and of course at the bottom we have Nicholas Latifi and of course the reserve driver of Nico Hülkenberg. Constructors then will go from the bottom. Williams has 3 points, 20 points for Aston Martin, so they're 10th and 9th. 8th, AlphaTauri 27, 7th Haas with 34, 6th Alfa Romeo with 51, 5th McLaren with 95, Alpine so close to that 100 three-digit mark in P4. Third is Mercedes with 304. Ferrari 30 points ahead with 334, with Red Bull massacring the whole of the grid table with 431 points, which really comes to a conclusion, and it really comes to as a total of 97 points ahead. So they're almost 100 points ahead, which is quite astonishing in terms of how we can look at this. But we see this now and we think, well, that was expected, right? Surely. Probably. On to the next part of the thing. Belgian Grand Prix preview. Now, this is something else I've added in to the thing. Circuit stats and virtual lap for the Belgian Grand Prix preview. Now, let me share my screen again. Actually, I won't do that yet. So, track at my time for the practice 3 and qualifying in the race. Practice 3 is at 12 to 1 tomorrow afternoon. 3 till 4 is the qualifying on tomorrow. 28th of August, which is the Sunday, is 2 till 4. Track time, though, it will be practice 1 till 2. Qualifying 4 till 5. Race is 3 till 5. On to the circuit stats. On to the circuit stats then. Belgium, 2022, 26th to 28th of August. Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. I beg your pardon. First Grand Prix was in 1950. Number of laps is 44. 7.004 kilometers is the circuit length. The race distance is 308.052 kilometers, with the lap record held by Valtteri Bottas in 2018, 146.286. Track was built in 1921. Designers Jules Detier and Henry Langlois van Oppen, using public roads between the towns of Francorchamps, Malmedy, and Stavelot to create an amazing 14.9 kilometer circuit, taking into the forests and rolling hills of the beautiful Ardennes region. Track developed in 1979 and current calendar at 7.004 kilometers. First Grand Prix, long ago, was First Grand Prix, first Maidens Championship in 1950. Race was won by the legendary Juan Manuel Fangio, who led home an Alfa Romeo 1-2 ahead of teammate Nino Farina. What's the circuit like, you may wonder? Spa is probably among Formula 1 drivers' most loved track. Mix of long straights, challenging fast corners, allowing them to push the cars to the edge of the capabilities if it's dry, that is. So the track and the nature of Belgian weather means that it can sometimes be raining on one part of the track and dry on another, meaning grip can vary from one corner to the next. Keep an eye on thrilling Eau Rouge, arguably the most famous sequence of corners going in the world, as the drivers flick left, right, and then up the hill through Radion. Best place to watch is the elevated grandstand located near Eau Rouge. Gives you the best view of the iconic corner while also boasting panoramic views from La Source through to Radion. But if you fancy taking in some of the best trackside atmosphere, then the grandstand located on the Pouon corner should be right up your street. What's not to love, though? With only the true great drivers conquer Spa, Ayrton Senna, Michael Schumacher among those to master this magical circuit, adding the wonderful setting of the Ardennes forest, and it's no surprise that it's a fan favourite with a record of 265,000 spectators turning out to watch the 2017 Spa Showdown. So, in total, you've got 19 corners, bus stop chicane, Pouon, Radion, Eau Rouge, etc. So it's now time for my favourite part, where the drivers take you through a virtual lap of this race. Sergio Perez will take you through Spa-Francorchamps for this one. Sergio Perez, obviously this is a while back, but we'll move on from that. But here comes Sergio Perez discussing with you the massive track of Belgium, Spa-Francorchamps.
Hi, I'm Sergio Perez from Racing Point. I love Spa. I think it's a fantastic place. All the fast, fluid corners. The most famous one, I think you know, it's Eau Rouge, but you have to find time in every single corner. So let's have a look on the onboard, and I hope you enjoy it.
Here we start the lap, final corner, trying to get a good exit and making sure that we get a good turn one. It's always easy to lose 2 tenths in this corner because even though it's a long way to Eau Rouge, and from that point until the next braking, it's everything flat out. So exit is very important. Eau Rouge these days it's pretty easy. DRS activation there, and again we arrive into a combination of corners, right, left, very fast chicane, trying to be precise in both of them, just touching the white lines, not quite the curves, to making sure you don't upset the car. Very bumpy entry, missing a bit the apex, but getting a good traction. Then combination of fast corners, pushing hard. And turn 11, I think, oh, this is a fast, using all of the road, inside and outside, just on the limit. Another combination of right left, very important one to make sure that we are on it, and we are onto the final part of the track, flat out from that point until the next braking zone. And it's looking like a great lap. I think that was a pretty solid one. Hard to find anything more, and now we get into the chicane. The tires tend to have a bit of a cooling before we're braking, so this is a very hard braking zone. We get a bit of traffic, which is not ideal there because of the tailwind it produces. And then this is the final. I hope you enjoy.
So there you go then. I will actually do this for you. By the way, I have got permission from Red Bull. I have got permission from Red Bull and their YouTube admin to show this. It is Sergio Perez doing a lap on the F1 game of F1 22 in a real rig setup. I have a Citrix virtual lap at Circuit Spa-Francorchamps. So I have got permission from them to do this. So hope you enjoy. Just sit back and relax as we watch the Mexican.
Now it's your turn. Let's go.
There you go then. So that is the virtual lap. So on to the spicy stuff. Kind of. I'm just doing some. Okay, hold on a sec. Anyway, so qualifying and sprint race predictions, whatever, that will come soon. But grid penalties. So, title rivals Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc will start the Belgian Grand Prix from the back of the grid. The Red Bull and Ferrari stars are 2 of 6 drivers to be penalised for using too many engine parts, with McLaren's Lando Norris as another. Excuse me. So yeah, Verstappen, who leads Leclerc by 80 points in the championship, set the pace in Friday practice and eye-opening 0.862 seconds quicker than Leclerc. Norris was third, with Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton in sixth. Lance Stroll's Aston Martin, normally outside the top 10, was a surprise fourth ahead of Carlos Sainz's Ferrari, Fernando Alonso's Alpine, Mercedes' George Russell, Daniel Ricciardo's McLaren, and Sergio Perez's Red Bull complete the top 10. The other drivers with engine penalties were Alfa Romeo's Valtteri Bottas, Alpine's Esteban Ocon, and Haas's Mick Schumacher. So Schumacher, Bottas, Esteban Ocon, Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, and Charles Leclerc. What did the drivers say? Verstappen's pace looked hugely impressive, and Leclerc certainly seemed to think it was an imposing time when informed by his engineers. Leclerc said, 45.5 is quick. After the session, Verstappen said, we just looked at how we could set up the car in the best possible way, and as soon as we went out, the car was working pretty well. There are always little things you have to fine-tune with balance, but basically from the first run, I was happy with the car. So far, it has been a good start. So, Leclerc said overall it wasn't too bad a day. We tested quite a lot of things. I think everyone was on a quite different program, so difficult to compare on this first day back from the holidays and season break. So low fuel pace seems to be poor, but high fuel seems to be quite okay. So we'll try to come back stronger tomorrow. Both Mercedes drivers were struggling. Hamilton was 1.386 seconds slower than Verstappen, and Russell 0.149 seconds further back. Hamilton says, we are just not very quick, and I don't know why. We are going out and giving it everything we've got. It could be tires, tire temps, wing level, could be multitude of things. It doesn't feel disastrous out there. It's just we are a long way off, but we often find this on Friday, and then things change a little bit on Saturday. I hope that's the case. Mercedes' main problem was that the cars were lacking tyre temperature. Russell, who was on pole at the last race in Hungary, said it's something we struggled with quite a lot this year to get the temperature into the tyres, and I struggled with it quite a lot today on every compound, he said. In these conditions, it's definitely something we need to work on, but you can find a huge amount of performance if you get it in the right window, but the gap to Max and Ferraris is pretty extravagant. Verstappen looking super fast in that session and a lot of problems in the Mercedes garage. So some people said, what happens if everyone has a new engine? They can't all start from the back of the grid, so how do they decide which order? The problem is with that question, like, not everyone's gonna, not all drivers are gonna be fucking using that. Not all drivers are going to be having a grid penalty, so, or new engine. So, Mr. Lumpy Badger, in my opinion, you're fucking dumb. Wilshire Winger, I wonder if we'll see a 2-lap procession this year with Max at the back of the field. Baron of Brieden, I think it says. The penalty system doesn't work. Take an engine, gearbox, electronics, MGUH, and turbo, and you still just start with a 20-place drop. Why not carry the aggregate unused penalty onto the next race or even the one after that if you can't take them all? Dready Tennis, well, at first glance, and unless there's some serious sandbagging, it seems Mercedes' hopes and dreams about the latest rule change aren't going to live up to reality. Good chance for Sainz and Perez to get back into the title hunt. Red Bull will ever allow that, I don't think. We'll see a lot of overtaking on Sunday. The license payer says that too. My dog going mental again. But that is some of the comments. So let's go through for qualifying and race results. Qualifying, I'm just going to do the top 5. So qualifying should be Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc. Going to put Lando Norris up there. Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell. Then it's going to be for the race. It's going to be Verstappen. No, because he's not starting. He could win it still though. I'm going to go with. It's going to be tough to decide who wins this. I'm gonna say Sainz wins it. Perez second. No. Yeah. Leclerc third. Verstappen fourth. Hamilton fifth. Russell sixth. I don't see the Mercedes winning it. That's all I'm saying. That was that. I forgot to put that up. I've just realised. Dylan, it's because you don't watch Formula One. It's because you don't fucking, it's because you don't fucking watch this shit. So, you can still watch, but you don't really have to take much shit in unless you actually watch the sport. But yeah, so if you do want to hang out on Sunday, let us know, because I can't do it tomorrow because I'm out. So, but yeah, that is actually that. I've actually come to the end of it. Fucking hell. Took a minute and a half. But that is that. That is it for this stream. We will be back shortly. Not shortly, but in the next 12 hours, hopefully, maybe. So yeah, that's the end of this one. I hope you have enjoyed. Please make sure you do smash the subscribe button and the like button with the notification bell turned on. Notifications on also, you never miss an upload or stream just like this. There will be a match day vlog to Hull City versus Coventry out tomorrow evening, if not Sunday afternoon. So make sure you go check that out and stay up to date. F1 Chat will return next Tuesday, as Tigers Talk returns next Monday, as we face QPR on Tuesday and then Sheffield United on Sunday. But that's it. That is it for now. I hope you guys did enjoy. But yeah, it's been a pleasure doing this. Episode 13 of the F1 Chat has been completed. Season break brings big upgrades with Belgian Grand Prix on the horizon. Thank you guys for watching. And yeah, subscribe, like, turn notifications on. And I'll see you all tomorrow. If not Sunday, I'll see you all tomorrow for the matchday vlog of Hull City versus Coventry City at the MKM Stadium. Bye-bye.